Hello and welcome to another video in where I show you something you really want to know about the DOD Death Metal. Disclaimer, this is not the greatest pedal in the world. This is just a tribute. So here we have the DOD Death Metal against the Boss HM-2, and I do this comparison basically because I compared the Digitech Death Metal against the HM-2 as well. So let's find out how they both compare. We start by looking at the EQ curve, and you can see here both pink noises just running through the pedals without any other thing, and both pedals deactivated. And we can already see that the DOD has a bit lower output than the Boss. So there is something happening inside of the pedal that's reducing the volume. But anyways, now let's activate them. Okay, now crank those volume up. Reduce the actual input. So we had to play around with the input gain, but we can see that the DOD has the higher volume than the Boss. So now let's crank those knobs, see if we get anywhere close. So I think this would be the closest setting, bass and mid cranked and high actually reduced to give us this nice shelf. And we have the low peak around 130 versus 95, and it's broader. Mid gap is quite similar, although the Boss is of course lower in volume. And we have a very broad high peak around 1.1K versus the Boss at 1.3 and 950. That's it for the visual comparison, and now let's hear how both pedals compare on an audio comparison. You know, I already knew that the DOD could handle the chainsaw well because of my review of the Digitech Death Metal. But I'm still surprised at how well it actually handles the chainsaw. We're speaking on front of the distorted amp. In front of the clean amp, the differences were very obvious, and I much prefer the HM-2, to be honest. Front of the distorted amp, the differences weren't as big as they were before, and all in all, the death metal was very close. There were some differences. The HM-2 sounded a bit beefier. It had more chunk to it. I don't know how to put it in words actually, but I think the death metal is a nice addition to your chainsaw collection if you want to have a different flavor, another option, a stacked option, an additional sound, whatever. So, what do you think? Do you like the death metal? Do you think it does a good chainsaw? Do you actually prefer it over the HM-2? Or do you think it's totally unnecessary? Just let me know down in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. May the force be with you and have a nice day.